Hello and welcome to your Spirit of the Soul show. It's Power Coach Alicia here. We are on day 80 in your 90-day journal, finding your inner calm and embracing your truth. Today's a good topic. Advice for strong relationships. You know, it's been quite an interesting journey for me in my relationship, especially with my husband. We met each other when we were 13 and 14 years old. And so we've known each other 28 years. 27 years, 27 years, because I'm going to be 40. I'm really excited to turn 40, really. But anyways, we've known each other for 27 years. We've been married together almost 19, married 18. Like it's a crazy thing to think about the journey of it and everything. And so, there's the highs, there's the lows, there's the fuck it alls. But in having a strong relationship, there is strong communication, obviously, right? And then there is something that we made up called the choice marriage and what is part of that choice marriage. And I'm going to talk to you about that today. Yes, strong, advice for strong relationships could also be any relationship. And when I teach you the 6 parts of the choice marriage, you will learn that you can apply those to any relationship. Okay. Hi, Christy. Welcome in. Nice to meet you. I'm Power Coach Alicia. All right. So if you are live here with me, I'd love it if you would drop hashtag live party in the comments. If you are on replay, just drop hashtag after party. No worries there. The only thing I ask is that if you have questions or I ask you a question in live, that you interact as if you were live here if you were on replay. Okay. Hi, Anna. Welcome in. So again, day 80 of our 90-day journal here, finding your inner calm and embracing your truth. You can find this journal on Amazon. I think you can search Find Your Inner Calm and Embrace Your Truth. You can search Alicia Willardson. You can search Power Coach Alicia. You could search Spirit of the Soul. Like, you're going to find it under anything, but it's on Amazon. You can buy it. It'll ship it to you. It doesn't matter that we are on day 80. This journal, if you need help finding your inner calm and embracing your truth, you just get it and go through day in and day out. Okay. And all the lives and deep dives are right inside of my Soul Healing Sanctuary Facebook group. All right. So again, today's topic is advice for strong relationships. I feel very called to talk about romantic partners. Okay. So that's where we are going to focus. I am not PC. I speak in man and women and he and she, but in no offense to anyone else. I've just been this way for 40 years. It's the way that I speak. And I really mostly have no desire to change it unless there are people within my quality world that have asked me to do that. But other than that, I just speak the way I speak so that I don't have to work so hard. But please understand that I welcome you in whatever relationship that you're in. It all applies. Okay. So our quote for today is: the fiery passion that ignites our souls, the gentle current that carries us through life's storms, and the unwavering light that guides us home are our powerful relationships. If you missed the session that I did yesterday on soulful bonds, you should go listen to that one, except for it's called How to Keep Your Heart Open When You Feel Guarded. And actually, I will do my best to drop it for those of you that are on Facebook in the descriptions everywhere so that you have them. Maybe it'll go on YouTube as well. So let us see. I don't know where it will go, but I'm going to do my best to get it in all the places it needs to be. Okay. So, boom. So the link to that yesterday's ones, How to Keep Your Heart Open When You Feel Guarded, that's in the comments for you. The link will work after I get off this live. Stay with me here. We're going to rock and roll it here. So that was a killer session, by the way. Before I go into the lesson that is actually in the book, I want to talk to you about PLP. PLP stands for peace, love, and protection. Okay? So this is what we're going to talk about right now. Peace plus love plus protection. Husband and I made this up, so you're not going to find it anywhere. He came up with peace, love, and protection, and I came up with the second part that I'm going to teach you in just a few minutes, okay? So, advice for strong relationships. When there are people within your quality world that you are soul deep with, listen to yesterday's session to know what that's all about. Everything you do has to be filtered through peace, love, and protection. Every single thing you do has to be filtered through peace, love, and protection. If it is not filtered through peace, love, and protection, the peace of the relationship, the love of the relationship, and the protection of the relationship, not your peace, not your love, not your protection, not their peace, not their love, not their protection, but the peace, love, and protection of the relationship. It's putting the relationship in a holding the relationship in a higher regard or in a higher importance of the individual, okay? Because you are separate entities, right? You are you, they are them, and then the relationship is its own entity, right? So you're holding it in a higher regard. And please understand that when you make decisions and you operate from a place of the peace, love, and protection of the relationship, you end up with your own peace, feeling love and feeling protected in your own self. But when you don't operate that way, then it fucks it all up. Okay? Trust me. 19 years, I think I've got a little bit figured out. I think. So I want everybody to shout out PLP in the comments. So again, whether you're live with me or on the replay, so if you're live party or after party, I want you to shout out PLP in the comments. So this is about teaching it to you. The deeper dive in the how. How do you apply the peace, love, and protection? And how do you apply the second part of this formula happens inside of my Soul Shift membership. That's where we dive deeper and take what I teach you here and apply it for your life in a practical level, systematic, and in the steps you need to have the results that you want. But even with just this high level view, in this Spirit of the Soul session, you're going to see that having this information will impact your relationships at a higher level if you heed this advice. And I promise you, anytime you don't heed it, when you get to the end of an argument, you have that disconnection, there's a challenge, there's a problem, there's a disruption, eruption, or a derailment, you will go back and you will see that one or both of you were not in PLP. And I did not even mean to rhyme that. I love it when I automatically rhyme. It's one of my favorite things to do. All right, so that's the top part of your choice marriage, your choice relationship is peace, love, and protection. Okay, so in the logo actually that we've created for this, you have peace, love, and protection. You have choice marriage in the middle, and then across the bottom, okay, you have safe space, understanding, and connection. So first, you have to have PLP, and that has to be put in place. Then once PLP is in place and you've done the work for that and you both are on board and you both are operating in PLP, then it's about creating the safe space, the understanding, and actually, this actually does not go like that. It actually goes safe space plus understanding equals deep soul connection. It is not a plus, it is an equals, okay? Oh my God, there's this thing in StreamYard when you're live in the comments that when you click the three dots, it says, put the user in a timeout. That's the funniest fucking thing I've ever read on technology. So if you're being an asshole, but I don't want to boot you out of here, I can put you in a timeout. Like, what the fuck? Okay, anyways, I'm back. So safe space plus understanding equals deep soul connection. Okay, so what is a safe space? So I need you to like lean in. So I want you guys to write that down. Write safe space in the comments, okay, and send it out. I want you to be very interactive here, and you're going to notice that I'm shifting the Spirit of the Soul sessions for you to be more interactive because I want you to memorize this. And if you're not engaging, it's a lot harder for you to memorize, okay? So that's funny, right? Like, it's like I created that option, right? Julie. Yes, Julie, that's beautiful. She says, well, I'll go back to safe space in a second. So drop safe space in the comments. Julie says, that's perfect. I've been married for 35 years and we always put the relationship first and then the rest follows. Yeah. And it's a hard thing to do when life gets in the way, right? It is for sure. Because life makes it to where other things take precedence. Okay. So safe space. Lean in and listen up, because this is the most important fucking part of the entire relationship that you have. Again, we're talking about love relationships, so this is going to apply to everything. Safe space is where you feel emotionally safe. Hear me. As a woman, if you don't feel emotionally safe, the sex isn't there, the connection isn't there, the intimacy isn't there, the understanding is not there. You miss out on so much. And can I tell you, it took me almost 40 years. It took me 39 years of my life to understand that not feeling safe is the reason why I was guarded and blocked, or not feeling safe is the reason why, if there's a disagreement, again, a disruption, eruption, or a derailment, that I would block, like I would just shut down emotionally, if you will. And it wasn't like actually a shutdown emotionally. I would say I would shut down any hurt, sadness, pain, crying. So it was like a block to that, and then a complete like open up of anger, pissed offery, resentment, contentment, degradation, all of that. So it was like block any of the like positive, negative emotional emotions, because being hurt and in pain and crying and that is not bad. So I would block all of that and then just fucking open the floodgates of basically my wrath. And I would do that every fucking time I got upset. Now, I know where this comes from. Watching my dad beat the fuck out of my mom growing up, it was like, when you're angry, there's no love shown, right? Like that was my show. So it makes sense that it's that way. However, I never really thought of that until this very moment that I was being shown that when you're mad, that's what you do. I only thought about that in this moment that my childhood is what created that in me. But that's really interesting that it would never came up before this very fucking moment, because I do a lot of introspection. I do a lot of journaling. I do a lot of, self-awareness, and I'm building my emotional intelligence every day. And I think it's really odd that I never drew that parallel. But 39 years it took me to realize that I showed up that way because I didn't feel safe. When I feel unsafe, it's like, fuck all like the emotions that are really going to bring us together. And I'm going to hold you at arm's length, and I'm going to fuck you up emotionally because I'm sad, I'm hurt, I'm in pain. And so my response to that is to give you what you deserve. This is all automatic and subconscious. Let's be clear there, right? I'm not consciously thinking I want to hurt you. Like, I love the people in my quality world. I don't want to consciously hurt them, but I'm emotionally hurt. Is this making sense? Right? So not having and feeling the safe space created a massive disconnect, and it's been in all relationships. It hasn't just been in my love relationships. If I feel unsafe, that was my coping mechanism. I'm working very, very, very hard to shift that, because nobody deserves that, including myself, right? Like, when you show up and you show your pain, like, that's giving you an opportunity to shed, and that's giving you an opportunity to connect with these people. And it's also giving them opportunity to show up for you. So when you block that, nobody fucking wins, especially if you're in my life and I'm the one pissed off at you, right? And I'm blocking this and unleashing here, like, fuck, like, that's horrible for anybody in my life. But it's also horrible for me because I'm not feeling the love. I'm not feeling safe. I'm not feeling value, honored, and respected. And I'm damn sure not loving them, making them feel safe, or value, honoring, and respecting them. So the safe space and understanding, though, becomes more internal, and it pulls away from the relationship. So let me explain. PLP, peace, love, and protection, is about the relationship as a whole, and that's what your focus is. But safe space is how you feel. The relationship can't feel safe. Like, the relationship itself, a safe space for it doesn't have emotions, it doesn't have feelings. You are the one that needs to feel safe. They are the ones that need to feel safe. Okay, so the question is, how do you make them feel safe? How do you show them that they are safe? How do they show you that you are safe? Okay, because a safe space is everything in all relationships. And without them, you don't show up the full version of you. They don't get to know and connect with and love the full version of you. And let's be clear, 90% of people don't show up what I deem leaving it all out on the field, being open, vulnerable, connected, allowing the conflict, the disconnection, the disruptions, the eruptions, the derailments. They don't allow any of that because of fear or because it puts them in the emotional state that we were talking about, the hurt, the pain, and all of that. And they don't want to fucking feel that. They also don't want the chance of the relationship ending, right? Or causing any sort of turbulence and conflict in the relationship. So therefore, that stays out of it. And so you have 90% of people that haven't even experienced the depth of love, the depth of intimacy, the depth of euphoria, the depth of happiness and joy and elation that is possible in relationships when you feel safe, when peace, love, and protection is number one. Okay. So throw this down in the comments. Understanding. Okay. Please throw this down in the comments. Understanding. Oh my God. Who is this? Christy. You know what's really fucking frustrating about this? Why the fuck is nobody teaching us this? You know, you're growing up and then you get with a person, you have fucking kids and da 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 da. And like, what the hell? Like, nobody sits you down and says, hey, life is life and it's always going to be coming at you. Please know that life has nothing to do with your love relationship. So I created something the other day and I'm going to share it with you right now. I wish somebody would have told me this. I wish somebody would have helped this out just a little bit, Christy, you know? And I will write a book about this one day because I think it's important. And there's just nothing out there like the combination of what I'm teaching, right? So I want you to think there's a circle. And if you guys are just sitting at home or you're at your desk and you can grab a piece of paper and a pen right now, do it. Just grab it and do this exercise. Okay. So I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. And if you're available to do that, I want you to type ready in the comments when you have a pen and a piece of paper. This is going to be really a great exercise for you to see what the fuck's going on. Yeah, Christy, that's what happens, right? Kids become number one. Everything else comes after that. Then spouse comes after that. And then you're somewhere in the bottom of the fucking pile stuck to the linoleum floor because someone spilled something, right? I feel that. I feel that completely. I feel that deeply. Okay, so if you're available and you can grab a pen and a piece of paper, please do that. All right, so draw a circle. Okay, put a circle in the center of your paper. And in that circle, I want you to put, like, you know, Christy, you're not married, but I mean, fucking 22 years, fuck it, you're married. Like, I mean, you go through the highs and the lows and all the bullshit. So in the middle of the circle is the marriage. It's the love relationship. It's the love partnership. It's whatever the fuck you want to call it that is your love relationship for this exercise. Okay, so circle and then put marriage or whatever the fuck you want to put there, right? Then you're going to draw a line out. You're going to do a circle. So there's like a line that comes from it and a circle. And inside the circle, you're going to put finances. You're going to draw another line out and you're going to put a circle and you're going to put kids. And another line out and you're going to put a circle and you're going to put career. Another line out. Okay. So finances. What did I say? Oh, kids, finances, kids, career. Then you're going to put another line out and you're going to write household. We're going to circle that. Okay. So you have finances, kids, career, household. Let's do another fucking line, another line out, right? And then you've got in-laws. Fucking circle that. And we can do this all day long for everything that we've got in the world, right? But these are like our main impacts of our relationships, external influences, right? And fucking A, friends needs to be in one. Line out friends, circle that bitch too. These are all things that are outside the relationship that if you're not fucking careful, it'll destroy the whole fucking thing. Like if you think about your relationship, we've got 35 years with Julie, 22 years with Christy, 19 years with me. Think about those things that I just said and think about how many fucking times those things have caused a fight in your relationship. Way more fucking times you can count. I can promise you that. And a fight however you define that, right? It could be a disruption, which means you're not seeing eye to eye and there's a disconnection there. It could be an eruption. Eruptions for me are where it's elevated. The voice is elevated. There's a lot more passion in the conversation. We may not be yelling, but we're fucking pissed and it's clear, right? And a derailment is more like, I'm fucking done with this bullshit. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm sick of living this way. You did this and it hurt me and you disrespected me and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going to be disrespected, blah, 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 blah. So a derailment is when it is something that impacts you to your core so much that you're not sure that you can stay in this relationship and move forward. And if you've been together 35 years, 22 years, and 19 years, we've had derailments. And if you haven't, I'm not sure if you've been completely honest. Right? I'm not sure that we've been open, because in that much of time and all those external influences, if you've never been to that moment, I don't know. I don't know. And I understand soulmates and I understand people who get each other well. And I understand all of those things, but with external influences, you get fucking derailed. Okay. Why did nobody ever tell me that none of those things have anything to do with my marriage? Because you know how we've always operated, okay? This is how we always have operated, and probably how you've operated until you watched this live. Are you ready? Marriage, okay? Let me do it this way. Marriage, finances, no. Let me think. Haha. Marriage, finances, kids, career, friends, in-laws, da-da-da. So marriage was the container for the bullshit, so constantly impacted it. Why? Why did nobody ever say, draw a fucking circle on a paper, here's the line, here's the this, here's the that. You see how it's outside of the circle? None of that matters. And if you're sitting there thinking, how the hell can finances not matter to my marriage? They don't. They're external. How can finances matter to the love you have, the PLP, the safe space, the understanding? We're going to get back to understanding, by the way, and the deep soul connection. How can it? It has nothing to do with it unless you decide that whatever's going on with the finances is worth the influence on the relationship. Can't you be irritated over your partner that they lost another job, or that they're not pulling their weight, or that they're mad or they're bad at managing money, but still love the fuck out of them as a human and what they bring to the table and how they love you and how you guys connect and how you laugh together and your friendship and the bond? Why did nobody teach us that? Why did nobody teach us that they are separate things? I can be fucking pissed by this habit and love the fuck out of you. The world taught us that if we're pissed by this habit and the person did it, fuck them. Why? I don't know. I learned this on my own, by the way. Nobody taught me this. This was on February 14th of 2024 on an hour-and-a-half drive with my husband to Wendover, Nevada. I was like, oh my God, that's it. He's like, what? I'm driving down the street. I'm like, we're doing it all wrong. We've been talking about not allowing outside influences to impact our marriage for the last 6 months, right? Or last 90 days. He says, yes. I'm like, you know what it is? And then I had that whole conversation with him. And so this is like, what, 2 weeks old at this point? Yeah, we're right around 2 weeks that I came up with this visual concept. What are you guys thinking? How are you feeling? How is this connecting with you? Shout out something in the comments because I want to know. Because for me, it was like my brain fucking exploded. I was like, so wait, I could be pissed off that you're not helping me with the kids, but still love the fuck out of you not love him, but do you know what I'm saying? Like, I always love him, but I mean, express the love that I have for him. And they can be two separate things. So it's like compartmentalizing. I'm pissed off at you because I have to fucking do all of this shit and you don't fucking help me unless I just drop everything in your lap, right? But God, I love the way that you make me feel. And I love how much we laugh. Like, why? Like, I don't know. Maybe this is me. Maybe I'm the problem. And I just, like, everybody operates and the whole outside influences don't affect the relationship. And I just had this epiphany that's really not an epiphany, but nobody told me. Please tell me I'm not alone, because to me, it seems that everybody operates with these influences, right? Remember, operates with marriage and all of these things inside the circle. They don't go in the fucking circle. Nothing is in the circle of marriage except for you and them. The peace, love, and protection, the safe space, understanding, deep soul love, connection, the memories that you guys make together, the bonds that you build, the way that you love each other, the way that it feels. Those are the only things. I mean, we could do this all day long. I can show you exactly what's in that circle, and it's none of the things you think it is. It's intimacy. It is all of the things that we think is when this shit is all under control, then we can have the highest amount of these things in the relationship. But that's not true. These things are never going to be under control. If your finances are under control, the fucking kids are ridiculous. And if you're getting along with the in-laws and your friends are being fucking stupid, that's life. Because it's called a harmony. Nothing is ever in balance. If this is killer, this is fucked up. And if this is fucked up, this is killer. And if this is okay, this isn't good enough. Like, that's just how things go. There's no such thing as equal. There's no such thing as balance. And if you do hit a balance point, it won't stay long because something will always happen to tip the scales. Always. So that's another good point. Christy says, oh, disagreements with family takes a huge toll on relationships. I've learned to let it all go and focus on everyone in my household. Now everything else doesn't matter. And that's true. Like, you have to learn, okay, I got to like bring this in because I have just way too much influence. But still, think about your household. Think about animals. If you have animals, think about children, which you said you guys have too. Think about the running of the households day in and day out. Like, I coach people all the time that get frustrated because women run the entire house. They do everything and they're fucking exhausted. Right? That takes a toll on relationships too. So I want you guys to really think about, and once I tell you this, you're going to notice outside influences that you didn't realize that you allow to impact. Like, what the fuck? Oh my God, I'm doing that with that? What the hell? Why? It doesn't mean that you still have to do the dishes and he doesn't have to. But what it means is the dishes don't impact the sex life. The dishes don't impact the fun. The dishes don't impact the connection. The dishes don't impact the marriage. That's what it means. So fucking beautiful. I love this. Stratton, can you see if the pig is destroying my room, please? Okay. Oh, okay. That's your dog. Sorry. I have an inside house pig. So when there's racket, it cannot be ignored no matter what the fuck I'm doing here, because if you ignore it when you get there, the room is destroyed. Okay. So that's the only time you'll ever see me usually interrupt a live or a training is if I hear racket that I think is my pig. Pigs don't give a fuck. All right, let's move into understanding. So did we already shout out understanding in the comments? We did. So understanding looks like this. Are you ready for this? It's going to blow your fucking mind. Yeah. Yeah. Homeschool, like, woo, woo, woo. We actually homeschool our kids. So they're not in public school at home. They're homeschooled. That's been quite the journey. Understanding. Are you ready? Because this is big. Understanding is not about right or wrong. Understanding is not about disagree or agree. Understanding is not about good or bad. Understanding is not about blame. One of the biggest issues in relationships, and I learned this because of me and how I operated as a partner in a relationship. It's like I was constantly needing to be right. I was constantly needing to be validated. I was constantly needing to place blame all the time. And I realized it caused cyclic destruction, which I did. I have a whole podcast episode about cyclic destruction. So I'm going to go find that while I share this with you guys. So if you see me doing other shit and you can hear me typing, that's why. So I was causing all of it. I was like, this isn't working. This is not working at all. We're just going around and around and around and around and around, and we're not getting anywhere. You can be in an argument or a disagreement or an eruption for hours. Like, what the hell? Like, this isn't going to do anything for us. Or this is not doing anything for us, and I don't know why. So I started dissecting it and diving into it and asking myself, what the fuck is going on in these, what start as disruptions and end up most of the time into derailments? Like, why is it like this? Or it ends up in the eruption and we're just cycling and cycling and talking and saying the same things over and over and over and over. And it's just fucking ridiculous. What is going on? And I realized it was the power struggle between who's right, who's wrong, the blame. And I was like, okay, so we have to stop that. And then I went through this whole thing. And so it ends up like this. I created a process called AUA. It's about acknowledging is number one. So let's say you're the one that brings something to your partner. Fuck, I hope this is the right episode. I don't know if this is the right episode. Hold on. I think this is cyclic destruction, but I guess I didn't title it that. Ah, look at me go. All right, I'm back. I'm going to put this one in the comments as well. This is my podcast. It's fucking phenomenal. It comes back April 25th. My birthday week. It's my present to myself for my birthday. Actually, it's my present to you guys for my birthday. Is season 3. All right, I'm back. I'm here. Acknowledge, understand, act is the abbreviation for AUA. So I want you to put acknowledge in the comments for me. I want to make sure you guys are with me. So acknowledge is the first A. Put that in the comments for me. It's going to be a longer live. This is a big one, right? Yeah, you're good. Okay, so acknowledge. Let's say you're the one. No, we got to do it the opposite way because I'm teaching you. Renee, girlfriend, how are you doing? They're upset with you and they bring you something. Our instinct is to respond with defense, respond with explanation, respond with whatever is going to get us out of that. Okay? And actually, I have another podcast episode about this. And this podcast episode is, and it just goes in deeper. I'm going to find it and I'll get it in the comments later, but I want to let you know that it's here. And the podcast episode is basically, it's validation beyond reasons. It doesn't fucking matter why. That does not matter. The reason why does not matter. I don't give a fuck why you are being a dick to me, or they don't give a fuck why you're being a dick to them. That doesn't matter. When someone gives you a reason, do you automatically feel better? Are you like, oh my God, I feel so good? Who's like, okay, now that I know where you're coming from, I no longer feel the way that I felt. That doesn't make sense, but that's how we operate. We operate in, okay, now that I know your reason, I no longer feel that way, but that's not actually what happens. You hear their reason and you almost end up feeling worse by the end of it, because now you feel like, well, maybe I shouldn't have felt that way, but I still feel this way, but now I still feel this way, and we haven't gotten anywhere, but now I know the reason why they did it, and I'm still upset. Okay? So they tell you how they feel. Acknowledge. Fucking validate them, first and foremost. Nobody gives a fuck about how you feel about it. There's no defense. There's no reasons. It's validation beyond reasons. Just give them some fucks. That's what I'm saying. You know what? I can really see how when you come home from work and I don't give you a hug, it makes you feel like I don't matter, that you're there. Validation beyond reasons. Yes, I am fucking working. I am busy. I am focused. I have a million reasons. And to me, they're legitimate, but that doesn't matter. My legitimate reasons have nothing to do with the feelings that I've caused. Nothing. They are two completely different fucking things. Okay? So acknowledge. Next. Understand. Go ahead and put that in the comments. Next is understand. I want you to master this fucking process because you will use it with everyone, everywhere, all of the time. And it will make you such a better communicator and human than you can possibly imagine. Okay? Understand. This is where you ask quality questions. Okay? Is it that I don't stand up and hug you? Is it that my voice isn't excited? Is it that I don't say anything at all? What is the bare minimum that I could do? This is how I would ask it. What is the bare minimum that I could do that when you walk through the door, you feel loved? And the reason why I ask it that way specifically is because I know that when I am focused and I am working, stopping to give you a hug is annoying as fuck to me. like throwing a goddamn party and like, oh my God, you're home. Like ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. My ego doesn't need that, but that doesn't matter. So I ask the bare minimum because I'm only going to give the bare minimum because this is going to be a hard move for me to make. I'm not going to commit to something huge because I know my personality and I know myself well enough to know that I'm not thinking about touching you when I am knee deep in my promotional plan for my business. I'm glad you're home. Welcome home. I'm glad you made it safe. That's what I usually say. Well, obviously that's not fucking good enough. So what else do you need from me? I'm not going to say that part out loud, but right in my head, I'm going, that's not good enough. So what else does he need from me? Right? So, see, he comes home though. So that's a good point. Chrissy says, my husband gives me a hug and a kiss no matter what, no matter what I'm doing. When he gets home, I'm usually making dinner. Ha. But see, he comes home and he comes to you. So in this fake scenario, this person wants you to go to them. Okay, so this is a whole conversation in Daniel and I's world. I work from home. This is my home office, right? So he leaves, he comes home, he wants me to stop what I'm doing and address him, right? So I'm going to ask quality questions. What's the bare minimum that I could do that would make you feel loved and like I care? Or what is it about knowing that I'm focused and, just nose to the grind that makes you feel unloved? Is there other things that I could do throughout our day or our night together that makes you feel loved so that when you come home, it doesn't really matter if I'm giving you that attention because everywhere else I'm holding you up? See? Quality fucking questions. Have you realized that I have not made excuses to not show him love, even though I have like 15 that I feel like are valid? So I've acknowledged and validated beyond reasons. I've asked some quality questions so that I can figure out what's what. And then the A, action or act. Okay. So type action. I don't like act. Act reminds me of being fake. Action. What are you going to do? Is there action that you are going to take? Is there a shift you're going to make? Is there a commitment that's coming off the back of this? Okay. Okay. Is there a commitment off the back of this? There's not always a commitment or an action that you need to take. But is there? In this example that I'm giving you, based on the answers to the questions that I asked to understand, I'm going to decide what action that I take. And then I'm going to make sure that that action will make him feel loved or that he matters. Okay? So then the next word is surrender. Go ahead and put surrender there because it's AUA/S. Okay? AUA/S. Surrender. So if there is no action, because this example, there would be, definitely. But in other examples, there's not going to be action. It was just the AU process. And then it's surrendering because we're on the same page. We're going to let it ride. I hear you fully. You hear me fully. We're on the same page. I love you. I'm complete. Okay. So surrendering is just turning it over because we understand each other. There's nothing else to talk about. When you follow this process, you can't get into cyclic. You can't. There's no way. So be clear. That was me AUAing him because he presented me the problem. I get an opportunity for him to AUA me so that he can understand where I'm coming from. This does not excuse my behavior. This does not give a reason. This does not do any of that. This allows him to understand where my mind is at. But I have already, because he brought the issue to me, AUA'd him or AUS'd him so that he feels complete from what he brought to the table. Whoever brings the issue, the other person AUAs first. Then when that is complete, meaning you feel seen, heard, and understood, you swap and you AUA from the other side. This isn't a one-sided thing. So just because that person brought the issue, that doesn't mean you don't have a chance to speak up, but you don't get to speak first because they brought the issue. They have the feelings. Does this make sense? Yes? Shout out yes if this is making sense. So then it flips. And they say, it might be hard for them to acknowledge because they might not know why you're doing it, but generally it's not that fucking hard, right? So they flip and they come back and they say, listen, I understand that your nose is to the grind and you're really, really focused. And that's why you're not getting up and giving me a hug. Okay. Validation. Now they're going to understand. But I feel like, well, I don't want to say but. I do feel like, though, maybe it's because you don't care. So what are you thinking when I come home from work? So I walk through the door and what do you think? You know what I would say? I think, oh, I'm glad he made it home safe. Boom, right back to what the fuck I was doing. Oh, so you actually think about me when I walk through the door? Yes, absolutely. I'm grateful that you made it home safe. Oh, that's good to know. I was thinking that I come through the door and you don't, it doesn't even matter. Oh, no, it matters. I'm really grateful that you made it home safe because I love you very much. You're really important to this family, right? Okay. Is there any action he needs to take? No. He can just surrender the understand because I've already made the commitment on the other side, which is the most important because he brought it to the table. So I'm going to focus there first and foremost. I wanted to dive into this today. This is pretty much a paid training, but it's just important right now. So here it is. I wanted to give this to you. Normally, I wouldn't go into this deep, but my Ing said to do it. So here we are. If you take this and you use the AUA, you change your fucking life. So remember, PLP is of the relationship. Safe space is what you need. You need to feel safe emotionally to be the deepest, most vulnerable, most open, most loving, most connected, most intimate, most happy, euphoric, elated, joyful version of yourself in a love relationship. And then you can take out all the sexual things and apply it to platonic relationships. Same thing. If you can't be that way, you don't have the right people in your life. And if you can't be that way, you have not done the work for yourself to make yourself feel safe when other people have already made you feel safe, right? Because they could be holding that space and making sure that you feel emotionally safe. And you could be so guarded because of your history, your traumas, your demons, your burdens, and everything that you've been through that no matter what the fuck they do to give you a safe space, you don't open up. That is why I have my Soul Shift Healing membership. That is the work that I do. Because if the people around you are doing all things right by you, but you're fucking over yourself and you're not doing right by them, the dynamic of the relationship will never grow deeper and get better. And it doesn't matter how good your relationship is. It can always be better. You can always be closer. You can always understand each other more. It can always feel like the most amazing thing you've ever had every single time you have experiences together. It can be better than the last and better than the last and better than the last. But it literally starts with what we talked about yesterday and keeping your heart open even when you feel guarded. Okay. So PLP is the top. First and foremost, when you go into anything, interaction, whatever, peace, love, and protection of that relationship, not you, not them, the relationship. Then you step into you, they step into them. They need to feel safe emotionally. You need to feel safe emotionally. What is it going to take to do that? You have to understand each other. You have to understand what the fuck is going on. There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. There's no blame. There's no agree or disagree. Do you understand you can get to the end of a conversation where you both don't agree with each other, but you feel complete or mostly complete? Sometimes you'll feel mostly complete because you need time to go on for it to just reset. That's that surrender. So the last part of this entire process for the deep soul connection is at the end of the conversation, do you both feel complete? Because you've AUA'd them, they've AUA'd you. Are you complete? If they're not mostly complete or you're not mostly complete, the question is, okay, what is missing? What is it that I can do to help you? Is this something that I need to do, right? You start asking more quality questions. All right. All right. Woot. I hope you guys love that. That's all something that Daniel and I created. Oh, and fucking use it, please. Because I just gave you something so amazing. You could have paid $1,000 for that and it would have been worth it. So I just gave you something so unbelievably amazing that I want you to use it. All right. I'm not going to do the lesson on day 80 because I just gave you the lesson. It was fucking awesome. And I'm not overshadowing anything that I just gave you. So the lesson on day 80, I'm just going to skip through. But the journal prompt for today is reflect on a powerful love relationship in your life, whether it's a romantic partnership, a deep friendship, or a family connection. What qualities or actions contribute to the strength and depth of this relationship? Consider how this relationship has supported your personal growth and well-being. How can you further nurture and strengthen the love bonds in your life? Write about your experiences and intentions for cultivating powerful love relationships. And then our affirmation for today is I embrace powerful love relationships built on respect, communication, and mutual support. My relationships uplift and enrich my life, encouraging personal growth and well being. I embrace powerful, oh my God. I embrace powerful love relationships built on respect, communication, and mutual support. My relationships uplift and enrich my life, encouraging personal growth and well being. One more time. I embrace powerful love relationships built on respect, communication, and mutual support. My relationships uplift and enrich my life, encouraging personal growth and well being. Peace, love, and protection of the relationship. You need to feel safe emotionally. In order for each of you to feel safe emotionally, you must understand where each other is coming from, how they feel, and what they need. That is all that fucking matters. The rest does not fucking matter. And when you learn and you are in a habit of this process, you will create deep soul connections with the people in your life that you could have never imagined. Use it with your kids, your sister, your fucking coworkers. It doesn't matter who it is. If you do this, people feel so seen, heard, and understood that they're just so open. They're so calm. They're so welcoming. They're so connecting. You're not battling through. If you have teenagers, it's a great thing to do because you're in an energy that helps them feel seen, heard, and understood. But listen, none of this works without value, honor, and respect. And first and foremost, that comes with the value, honor, and respect of yourself. You have to value yourself, honor yourself, and respect yourself. Coming up in 2 days on Thursday, February 29th, is my Power Soul Camp, which is like a boot camp for your soul. And if you want to learn how to set strong boundaries without feeling guilty so that you can feel at peace, this is a phenomenal soul camp for you. It will help you learn to value, honor, and respect what you need and what is important to you in your relationship so people are not obliterating your boundaries and causing contention in all sorts of relationships. If you want the link to this free soul camp, just type power in the comments. If you wait, it will be $111. The other thing that I really want every single one of you to do is take this quiz that is your secret weapon against burnout, people pleasing, and self-sabotage. Even if you don't think you are burnt out or you are a people pleaser or you self-sabotage, take this fucking quiz and then jump on a soul healing session with me where we go through your quiz results and I will build out a roadmap for you. It's all free. So I don't know why you wouldn't show up for yourself and do this. And you will see how fucking powerful it can be to know, okay, these are my areas in my life where I really need to focus, right? And these are the areas that if I don't focus on this, these things are going to come up. And if I don't work through these things, which will clear these things, then I'm going to have these roadblocks that are going to be pushing up against that, right? I'm going to show you the power of just paying attention and showing up for yourself and focusing in the right areas of what your soul needs to learn to value, honor, and respect yourself. So shout out quiz in the comments. I will get you the link for that. You could take the quiz. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter whether you move forward in my Soul Shift Healing membership or not. When you leave the quiz results session, you will see your relationship with yourself completely different and you will operate with yourself completely different. If you don't know who I am, I'm Power Coach Alicia. I'm your soul healer, author, and speaker. I specialize in helping women go from burnout to recharged in 30 days or less. Today was like a powerful glimpse into some of the work I do. And yes, this was on the relationship aspect, but there's so much more where this came from. I'm so grateful that so many of you are here and hung out with me today. And I want to leave you with this. Remember to say yes to yourself more than you say yes to other people. It is always about progress, not perfection. And you must give yourself way more grace than you give everyone else because the world needs who you are made to be. So show up every single fucking day and slay as the badass you are. I'm Power Coach Alicia, and we'll see you next time. Bye.